Hey, friends out there on YouTube land. I hope you're having a wonderful day here at the Gold Cove. We try to make every day a great day because one day it will be your last day, and hopefully it's not today. But anyway, man, I got some good stuff today, and so I appreciate you guys following along, watching. Please like, please subscribe, and really important to us, and I think to other stackers, is just jump down in the comments and let us know what you think. What we're going to be talking about today is a couple things, but the main thing is like safety and security over your home, over your stack. I'm not going to take a huge deep dive over, safety precautions at your home as far as security for your family and whatnot, but we are going to, somebody's pulling in already, it's quite early, but we are going to cover some good stuff today. And so get in the comments and please make sure to help us out. I was talking with a customer the other day, and great guy, and he mentioned to me, we were talking, and he leans in and he whispers, he goes, I got over 1,000 ounces of gold. I said, did you say gold? He said, yeah, over 1,000 ounces of gold. And I know people out there, they'll brag about having 1,000 ounces of silver, and that's a good milestone. 1,000 ounces of silver, that's a good milestone, but 1,000 ounces of gold, that is a hoard. That's a lot of gold. And I got a few customers that have that much, but not many. And truthfully, I don't ever really aspire to have that much gold. But he'd been stacking his whole life, bought when the timing was right. And so it got me to thinking like, man, you really got to have your own little Fort Knox for something like that. And so I want to cover some ways that we can safely secure our metal, our precious metals, our savings, or hide it, or, but I want you guys, because I can only think of a few different things. I want you guys to jump down in there and let everybody else know some good ideas. I will tell you early on, not super early on, I've only been stacking probably since my late 30s, mid 30s. And so I had another store, same business, just a different location. And I had 3 locations that I would store my personal metal. One, I did have a safe deposit box. I mean, I felt secure with it. I felt comfortable with that. 2, I had really good safes at my old store. So I kept some stuff in there. And then 3, I took some things home just to be diversified and hid it and stashed it there. So I felt like I was diversified in my safety even. So safe deposit box, safes at my store, and hidden and secured at home. And I remember getting a call during COVID, and they said, hey, we're going to lock this bank down. If you want to get your stuff out of here, now would be the time to do it. And, I had a relationship with the bank. So I emptied out my safe deposit box. And by then I had moved to another store that had a vault, a bank vault, had it tested, had it, gone through by some security analysts, and I felt comfortable. So I eliminated one of those 3. The safe deposit box was no more. I took the stuff out for COVID and just never put it back in. A lot of people are not going to have that option, right? I know there's a lot of naysayers out there about safe deposit boxes, and a lot of applications. I think that is really good. If you live in an apartment, if you live in an urban area, there's a lot of people and not a lot of hiding places. The statistics on you losing your stuff in a safe deposit box definitely favor you more than a home invasion or a robbery. So I think that's a good option for some. I'm going to go over a few of the options. If you're into gold and, you buy a roll of Gold Eagles, you can have Maple Leafs, Krugerrands, whatever it is, and it'll come like this. This is small. It's dense. It's easy to hide. Now, this is 20 ounces. Some people, that guy that has 1,000, that's a little harder to hide, but, you could have a canister like this and put your gold in it, and you could even, seal it up in something else and bury it outside. I love that idea. I love burying it. If you live in the country, if you're heavy privacy around your yard, if you have acreage, and you have privacy like that, bury it in the yard. Like whoever is going to go get that. Now, your danger there is you may lose it or you lose track of it. But I would definitely tell a sibling, if you don't have children that are grown or a spouse, or, if you're single, you tell a sibling, you tell your mother, something like that. Leave a little map where things are. But gosh, I think that is robbery, almost robbery proof. Like there's no thief's going to get to it that way. And so you'd bury it in canisters or whatever, you might want to get those metal storage boxes or ammo boxes. and bury it like that. For silver, that's kind of a different story. Silver's super bulky. And so you're probably not going to bury that unless you have 100 ounces. But if you're a stacker, a heavy silver stacker, I think if you have a basement, you put that stuff in your basement somewhere, hide it, make false rooms, false walls, Christmas stuff over it, whatever. Thieves are not going to want to go into your basement. They're just not. Gold also, if you don't want to bury it, I think, I've heard people putting it in PVC tubes and making it look like it's in the construction of the home. Or, attics are a good hiding place, although that's susceptible to fire, right? So if you're one of those guys, you got to cover every single base and minimize risk, and every attic might not be the space for you. But I know down south in different areas, they don't have basements. I love the basement for that. The crawl space. If you're built on a crawl space, that's a great place to hide things. Who's going in a crawl space, right? And so, there are areas, if you want to buy a $800 safe, I don't think that's a great idea. I don't. If you want to buy a $5,000, a $10,000 safe and put your stuff in there, that's okay. Make sure it has the right security and safety ratings. It's thousands of pounds. It's fire rated. I think they call them TL15s, TL30s. Now I think they're up to TL60. I'm not exactly sure, but that tells how long it can stand certain temperatures at a fire. But if it's thousands of pounds, nobody's stealing that. It's going to be hard to get into. But if you can't afford a $5,000 or $10,000 safe, which is a lot of money, then I think hiding is a great, great alternative. You can even get yourself little metal boxes like this, right? You fill that up with something, and you might hide it in the attic, hide it in somewhere. Another thing to do, this is more about storage. If you have nice graded coins, I don't really do this with our graded coins, but sometimes people will bring them in and they'll be in that packaging like that, and I just leave it. I have seen like really high-end Morgan dollars and different coins, and the plastic, the holder, the grading holder, what do they call that, Caleb? The slab is all scratched up, and it detracts a little bit. Or I've even had customers complain like, oh, it's got a chip, it's cracked up. You keep them in this, it's a good way to store it. You could store them in boxes like these if you're into slab coins. So we're getting off of bullion a little bit there. If you're into just raw coins and you want to, numismatics, we're talking about numismatics at that point. That is a coin that's valuable, not just because of the precious metal content. I think it's books. I don't necessarily love keeping them in books, but if that's how you display them and you enjoy it, that's fine. What I would suggest is you put them in little staples, you put them in boxes like these, and then you can hide that somewhere, So I kind of was mostly tailored towards bullion and hiding our stack, because I feel like most of the people that watch are into gold and silver bullion. Most of my customers that come in, we do have coins. We have a lot of coins, but bullion. Most of our business is bullion here. And so that's what I wanted to talk about, safeguarding. I think it's a good idea to have cameras at home. If you, if you're a nibbler and you got some gold and silver and you got a couple ounces of gold and 100, 200 ounces of silver, but if you're a heavy stacker, you should have some cameras. You should have an alarm system on your home, right? If you can afford to have a lot of metals, you can spend some money on security. Me, I sleep with a gun on my nightstand. I know that not too long ago, Caleb still lives with us. We were out of town. He grabbed a gun and put it on his nightstand. He said, Papa's gone. I'm going to sleep with a gun on the nightstand. So security, safety, that's an idea. It's definitely not just an idea. It's kind of mandatory, right? If you're going to get into stacking precious metals and you own it and you hold it, you better give some thought to securing it. Percentages are low that something could happen. It's more likely that it'll be a family member or a kid's friend or something like that could steal it from you, your own children. We have a lot of horror stories, people that come in and like my kid was on whatever drug and they just pillaged all my stuff, and we've heard that countless times. Some of the worst places, right? Please do not leave stuff in your bedroom, okay? If in your master bedroom, in your master bedroom closet, in the bathroom, under the bed, do not, a crook comes into your home, the first place he goes is to the owner's suite, the owner's bedroom. And they're gonna pillage that. And so if you've got it hidden in shoe boxes in the closet or something like that, don't leave it there. If you wanna leave like new acquisitions, stuff you just bought and you haven't put it in your deep hiding place yet, or some of the low-end coins that you want to collect. People have home offices or hobby rooms or sections in their basement with the tape. Basements, I really don't think crooks want to go in the basement for nothing. They might if they've scoped you out and they know where, who you are and what you might have. But even if you have like a hobby room in the basement with tables and your coins laid out, I would just put stuff down there as like that's a gimme, right? You can get this stuff, it leads them off the trail, but don't leave your heavy valuables laying around like that. Definitely take the time to think about it, research it, hide it. We got a lot of great viewers and stackers here. They're going to get in the comments and say, hey, and a lot of it can be anonymous, right? And say, this is a good place to hide it. I had a wealthy guy, he buried, I'm going to say, I don't know if it was thousands of pounds of silver, but it definitely was hundreds and hundreds of pounds of silver. And he would tell me, I was just getting this stuff and I'm securing it and sealing it. Can you put it like this? And I'm going to bury it. And his poor wife, I've heard stories of her digging it up and selling it and over the years. Caleb, any further thoughts on safeguarding and securing your metals, your valuables?
How do you feel about hiding it in plain sight? Like, let's say you can hide it in this and then put it in your pantry.
Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. This is just a little metal tin. Jeff had a thing going on where he was buying these almost every day at the Aldi's next door. So I got a ton of these around and we'll fill them with quarters or Indian pennies or something like that. If you got a little bit and you live in an apartment in Manhattan or something, that's not a bad idea. You fill it in a saltine cracker box or something like that. And you can put some thousands of stuff and leave it out. Who's really going to go through that if it's hidden in your pantry? I don't know. I think your percentages are good with that. I do want to talk about something else. I got a letter here, and I'm going to read it. And this lady sent us a card in the mail, and she says, thank you so much for helping me save my investments from being scammed early November. I had called to buy gold bars, and you asked me simple questions like, are you being pressured to buy gold? And she also, you're an angel from God who asked a few simple questions which saved my investments from being hijacked. May God bless you this Christmas season. So we got this a little while ago. It's from Rosie. I do get these calls. I haven't gotten one in maybe a month or so, but I do get these calls. I don't want her last name in here. I do get these calls from seniors, still getting them. It's been going on for a couple of years now, where somebody is pressuring them, their bank account's been compromised, their finances are compromised, the IRS is after them, the Treasury's after them, the hackers are after them, I don't know, and they need to empty out their accounts and buy gold. And then somehow they're talking, and it's hard. I am stunned and shocked how hard it is to persuade them that someone is conning them, Even they got somebody, a foreign voice in their ear telling them this. I don't know if there's a trance that goes on or what, but I've even had people buy hundreds of thousands of gold and then give it over to a scammer, and they're out, they're gone. It takes a lifetime to amass that kind of money. So if you're watching YouTube videos or one of your neighbors tells you and you get excited about precious metals and you want to get into it, okay. If it's somebody you don't know and is telling you like you need to do this for your own good, be wise enough to take wise counsel. And store owners out there, I know we got some guys that call, that watch our videos, they own stores. Give these people good advice. I talked to a friend of mine who owns a big store. He goes, I don't care. I just sell it to them. I'm like, what? Try to help these people out. Guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Have a great day. Spend it wisely, and we'll see you.
Thank you guys for watching our videos, subscribing to the channel, and liking our content. We are truly enjoying this journey on YouTube with all of you, and I hope you guys are as well. Be sure to be subscribed to the channel and notified on all of our content. And most importantly, buy precious metals, and don't forget to check out Cameron's whatnot called Gold Cove Cam on there. Things are going way too cheap. It's exciting. It's fun. I'm on there. Pops is on there. Cams is on there. And yeah, don't forget to, throw in some suggestions in the comments down below of what you want to see. Or if you want to be on film, please also let us know. Take care, everyone. We appreciate y'all. Have a great day.